Hi everyone, welcome to this video where I'm going to show you how to use the new MAMCA software that we just released beginning of 2020. This is Philippe Lebeau speaking. I am part of the MAMCA team of the MOBI research group at the Vrije Universiteit Brussels, which is led by Kati Macharis, who developed the MAMCA methodology. The agenda of today is made of these 5 points. So first, I'm going to give you a quick introduction on the MAMCA. Then I will go directly to the application and show you how to create an account. I will show you how to create then a MAMCA project in order to run it in the next step. And then finally, I will end the video by giving you some more information about the license and some extra services that we provide at the MOBI research group. All right, so you might be already familiar with this page here. So you can access it with www.mamca.be. And here you have the first information that you need to know about the methodology. Why is it an interesting framework to have? What is the kind of output that you can get from such an analysis? You have also first here a quick video that explains you the MAMCA in a nutshell, and some additional information that you can get more into the details in the following tabs. So the MAMCA software has the goal of facilitating the application of the MAMCA methodology. The MAMCA methodology is made of different steps that are managed by the website. So here, very quickly, well, first, the goal of the MAMCA is to guarantee the support of different stakeholders that are affected by the different options, the different scenarios that you are considering in your project. We have used it in transport project a lot, but in many other fields. In the context of this video, I'm going to keep as a context a very simple decision process. We will have the decision to make where we have 3 families that wants to go together in ski, and they have to pick a destination together. Of course, the 3 families share some different preferences, and then we are going to see how we can use the MAMCA to go towards a good decision. I'll come back to that later. So you can imagine that in such a decision, then you have a different step that are identified in the MAMCA methodology. The first step will be about identifying the different options that we have, which destinations we want, we are considering to go for ski holidays. Then we will have to identify the different stakeholders affected by these different options. So that will be the 3 different families. And then we have to identify their criteria. So what is important to them in the decision of the destination. Then we will ask the different families to assess the weight that they give to the different criteria. So here the goal is really to understand their priorities in their different criteria. And we will, at the end, evaluate the different destinations according to the objectives of the stakeholders. And so that's where really you get the strength of the MAMCA in the evaluation of of the projects, you can see that the preferences of the stakeholders lies really at the core of the evaluation framework of the MAMCA. And that allows to generate some very useful outputs. This is the results that you can get from an analysis. Here, this is another example that's not about the ski, that's about transport project. And then you can see different stakeholders that are impacted by the different transport scenarios that we have done. And so we can see that, for example, the citizens here, they dislike the most the orange scenario, and they prefer the most the green scenarios. So you can see typically that from this figure that the orange scenario is not very supported by the different stakeholders and is not likely to be chosen. The decision might go more towards the purple scenario, which is supported by a lot of different actors, except citizens, where it's only the second best choice. So the output of the software and of the analysis is not to give one best decision to take, but to support the decision makers with some more information in order to lead the discussion with the different stakeholders towards a consensus. So that's the different steps that are managed and facilitated by the MAMCA softwares. So who are our users? First, policymakers. We have worked a lot with cities by applying the MAMCA in order to see which policy scenarios are best supported by the different stakeholders that you have in a city. But of course, what we want to do is to release the potential of the MAMCA by allowing also consultants to use the methodology that we developed so that they can also apply it to many other kind of situations. Researchers have used a lot this software in order to apply the methodology, but also to further develop it. And then finally, we recommend it also to teachers that has been successful, especially to organize workshops and having interactive sessions with students so that they can take the role, for example, of some stakeholders. And with this role playing, we can let them understand the importance of engaging stakeholders in your different projects. So that's our different users. You can see here the different projects that we have been working on. These first ones are often European projects. That's really our main ones. Now you have also all the references here from the scientific literature. This is often applications of the methodology, but this is also sometimes some development papers about the methodology. And here you have a few quotes from users. I was talking about workshop, so here you have a few examples of workshops that we have organized, so feel free to go across them. And then finally we have here a section, a news section, where we present the different developments of the methodology and the software. I just would like to pinpoint two important news. Here you have the book on MAMCA that I really recommend to you. This is interesting to understand, especially why the MAMCA methodology is useful. You have also a section describing you really the methodological steps of the MAMCA. But for practitioners, there is also a large section of the book that is dedicated to different application of the methodology, and that's where you can get inspiration to the application that you would like to do of the methodology. So that's a first thing I wanted to share with you, and then of course I want also to show you this last news. The new MAMCA software is released. So as I said in the beginning of the video, the objective here of this video is to share with you and show you the new software. Compared to the first version, we made it more user-friendly and it's also faster. Reason why is that we have changed completely the backend, and we use now a new database structure that will allows us to develop also mass participation feature in the future. We took also the opportunity of this upgrade to improve the visualization of the results. So we have released it in the beginning of 2020, and I'm going to show you now directly the application. So let's dive into the second part of the video, and let's create an account on the MAMCA platform. So how to access it? Here at the bottom, you can log in here. You can see that you can always access the old software by clicking here, MAMCA version 1.0. You can access also the new software easily by try our new application here, or the more straightforward link is here on the top of the page by clicking on the login button. And here we are. So you have this welcome page. Just in case you go directly to the address mamca.vub.be, you will arrive on this page. In order to log in, you have to click here on the top and you get here to the login page. All right, so let's create an account. So you can register here, and I will create a new account. So my name is Philip, and let's say that I'm a consulting consulting group. I'm putting my password. I am working for Mobi. Well, no, I'm a consultant. Huh? Let's just keep that that example. Consulting company. Voilà. I strongly recommend you to go across the terms of use, especially about the license information about the MAMCA. I will give a few words at the end of the video. And you can click here, I am not a robot. Okay, so sometimes you get this, my crosswalks, this. All right, and I register. Congratulations, you have created a new account on MAMCA. I will save it. And I will log in. Here we are. First step, check. So I'm going to describe here a bit the interface before creating a new MAMCA project. So Here, when you get to the home page, you can see that this is empty because you don't have projects yet. In order to create a new project, you have to click here. But before, let's go through the different buttons. So here, if you click here, you will have information about the license. You have a free license available. If you run simple MCA, so simple multi-criteria analysis, but for using the MAMCA license, the multi-actor multi-criteria analysis license, then you will have to purchase a license. You still have a free month. That's what you can see over here. But if you want to purchase a license, then please you can contact us here for more information. Here you have a feedback button. If you see any bugs in the software or any feature that you would like to recommend that you see that is missing or that would make the experience more user-friendly, please share any suggestions that you would like to send us via this button. And then here you have a guide if you need help to use the software. We have a few slides here where you can go through them here. And I will add also here the video that you are watching at the moment. And again, if you have any problem, you can contact us here. All right. Then here, if you click here, you have two options. You can either access your profile or you can log out from your MAMCA account. You have these two buttons here as well. So I won't go to the logout now, but if you go to profile, then you will have information about your account. So you can see when you created your account. So it's the 11th of February. That's what you can see here as well. My organization. And then I was telling you that you have a 1 month trial. And then you can see that the license expiration date is in a month. All right, so let's go now through this button. So you have here the home page that you can also access here. This one is interesting to jump directly to the final results of your MAMCA projects. And then these two are new into our new MAMCA version. They are very interesting to manage your invitations. So if you go here, you will see all the projects where you are invited to contribute. We'll see that later in the video in the point 4, running a project. And then here, managing invitation, that will show you a bit an overview of all the invitations that you have sent. That gives them a clear overview of the different invitations, so that you can always delete or edit any invitations. Okay, so we've been through the interface. So we can jump now to the third part of the video, which is creating a MAMCA project. So let's go. I will take back my example of ski holidays. And then you can always tag it with holidays. I can do tests, MAMCA, and then families, whatever. So you can choose between MCA, so a multi-criteria analysis, or a multi-actor multi-criteria analysis. The MCA is free. You don't need a license for that. Now, this doesn't include the possibility of integrating different stakeholders in your project, but it can be very useful if you have a very private decision to make, like you want to buy a house, then you will have different criteria like location, price, number of rooms. Then you will weight these different criteria in order to indicate your priorities, and then you will be able to show how different houses are performing according your preferences in order to help you to choose the best house that you would like to buy. That's a very classical example of an MCA, but the MAMCA will allow to integrate different stakeholders. So if you would like to, let's say in that example, integrate the different members of your family in the decision, then everyone, the different members of your family could be considered as stakeholders and elicit their priorities, their preferences, in order to see which options is the best supported by the different members of the family. Then you have two different project evaluation type. We have EHP and we have SMART. We are going to use SMART because it's easier and more straightforward to explain, but please, to make this choice, I recommend you to refer to the book that I showed you in the introduction part of this video. So let's create it now, and here we are. We have now a new project. So you can enter it, you can always edit it afterwards. Please notice here that I cannot edit back the MAMCA project into a MCA project, but you can edit the rest. What you can do also is duplicate your project. So here you have basically a copy-paste of your project. That can always be interesting also if you want to save the framework of your project and then keep editing the original one. Then you have a delete option. This one is straightforward. Are you sure to delete this project? Yes. Then you can reset the project. Again, you have this button and you have your project resetted. So that means that everything inside has been erased. So all the data are erased, but the framework is kept. You will see that the 3 first steps of the methodology is about developing the framework of the project, and afterwards we collect data. And then finally here we have the button invite. If I click here, that's this framework, but I'm going to address this in the 4th section of the video. So let's keep that at the moment and let's rather enter the project. So we have in our example of holidays, we will have 3 different destinations that we're considering. We have Morzine. You can always say a small example like this chalet has a pool, for example. Then you can create a new alternative. So I'm going to take back, we have Châtel. So you are not obliged to have the description. And then the 3rd scenario that we are considering is this one. Here we go. And you can see that if I'm going through it, then you can see the description that is back here. This chalet has a pool, but here this is empty because I didn't describe it, so you can always edit it afterwards. This destination is located in France. Edit, and if I go here, I see my description. So here we have all three alternatives, so I can jump now to the actors. So my actors are my three different families here. We will have family Macharis. Then we will have family Corain. And then we will have family De Meester. All right, so we have them, and we can then jump to the criteria of each families. So you can see that we can jump from stakeholder groups to stakeholder groups. So let's start with family Macharis. And we can see here that we have three different families. So family Macharis has these different criteria. So they are rather sporty, I believe. Yeah, that's it. They are rather sporty, so they like to have a large ski resort. They want to be close to the piste in order to take advantage as much as possible of the ski resort. But still, it's important also for them to have to consider the conviviality of the chalet as a criteria, and then the room setting, how everything is organized in the chalet. So I will use these different criteria for family Macharis. So I'll go straight forward and describe the different options afterwards. Create, conviviality of the chalet, and room setting. All right. So you can always edit it afterwards. Here you can describe what is the indicator of the criterion, and you can describe the criterion. So the indicator of this criterion could be number of pistes available in the result. And then you can describe the criterion also by precising that this indicates how wide, how large is the ski resort. So now, if you go through it, you can see here a description of the indicator, and here you can description of the criterion, and here you can see the description of the indicator. If I'm going here, then you can see that I don't have anything because I didn't precise anything. All right, so let's jump now to family Corain. They also want to have a large ski resort, so hopefully they share preferences as they want to go together, and that might facilitate the decision. Still, you can see that here family Corain wants to have a sauna, and that's perhaps something that is very important to them. So we will see that later on. All right. So let's jump then to family De Meester. Family De Meester, for them, it's important to be close to the piste, but also close to the bus because they have another family member that is joining them afterwards. So here I'm going to show you the usefulness of this option create as subcriterion. But let's first create the 3 different criterias. Hop. And hop. That's also important to them to have a kitchen, because the profile of Familie de Meester is that they like to eat and share a good meal together, and so they are not that much interested by skiing. What is most important for them is to share a good time with their friends. All right, so so let's see then the subcriterion option. So I will create then a new criterion that will be a subcriterion. As you can see here, near piste and buses, you can divide it actually between 2 different subcriteria. On the one hand being close to the piste, and on the other hand being close to the bus. So let's create it near pistes. And I will create as a subcriterion of near piste and buses. Create. Again, near bus. Create as a subcriterion. Create. Here we go. So if I click here, then I can see the subcriterion. So here we have created the different objectives of the different stakeholder groups, and this ends the framework of your MAMCA. So you have the alternatives, you have the actors, and you have the criteria of your actors. So now we are going to start feeding the project with the weights. And understanding then the priorities that the stakeholders have regarding their different objectives. So let's click next. And let's imagine then here. So here we can jump directly, in fact, to the project now, run a MAMCA project, because I'm going to address also these invitation options. So in order to show you the different features that we have within the software here, we are going to have the following context. So Familie Macharis is the family that is proposing to use the MAMCA as a tool to do the decision, and so they are project manager, but they are also a stakeholder of the decision. So let's imagine then that I am Familie Macharis. Then we'll have Family Corain. Family Corain, as you can see from the picture, it's a family with a father that is like a very traditional family that is taking the decision for the family, and he's leading then the decisions. Very traditional, and then we are going to send him one invitation, and he's going to give the preferences of the family with one account. Now, Familie de Meester is much more participatory, and they would like that everyone can join the exercise of the MAMCA, which they find interesting. And so we will send an invitation to each member of the family. So 3 different cases. Family Macharis is a project manager, but also stakeholder. Family Corain, we have one actor in this stakeholder group, and Family de Meester, we have different actors in this stakeholder group. So let's start first with Family Macharis. So I'm already in their account. So I'm going to weight the different criteria. So you can see that you have different options. You have the pairwise comparison that we use most often. You can use also where you can see that you compare always one criteria against another one. You have the 100 scale, which is more straightforward. So I can show you here the AHP comparison. So remember that Family Macharis was rather sporty. So being when they have to choose between a large ski resort or a near piste, for them it's especially important to have a large ski resort. Now, of course, when you compare it to the conviviality of the chalet, this is really taking a lot of importance. So let's give a maximum to large ski resorts. Between being close to the piste or the conviviality of the chalet, let's be a bit more moderate. Same thing here. And then between the conviviality of the chalet and the room setting, we can keep it balanced for it. And you will see then here the results in terms of percentage. So the total here should be equal to 1. So you can see that large ski resort is indeed the criteria that is the most important to them, with the second one being close to the piste. You can visualize these results here. And if you would like to edit it, you can always do it manually here. So, for example, you could say that being close to the piste should be a bit more important. So I would increase it like this. Now here, the total is not anymore equal to 1. So you can always allocate weights proportionally afterwards. And then the total now here is equal to 1 again. And you can see that being close to the piste is more important, and large ski and the 3 other ones have been reduced in importance equally, proportionally. All right, so we can then jump to the evaluation of the different scenarios. I will jump here because I believe that I have already done a kind of evaluation where you can see here the performance of each destination. So you can see that I'm going to use a smart evaluation here. And on a scale of 1 to 10, then Morzine on the large ski resort is scoring to 5. Châtel is better. And then Les Menuires is 5 as well. Being close to the piste, I will give a 2 for Morzine, a 10 for Châtel, and then a 3 to Les Menuires. Conviviality of the chalet, I will give a 9 to Morzine, a 3 to Châtel, and then an 8 to Les Menuires. And then room setting, I'll give a 10 for Morzine. We have here a very luxurious chalet. Then for Châtel, I will give a 3. And for Les Menuires, I will give Room setting, I will give a 7. And I'm finishing. All right. So here I have then finished my evaluation, and if I want, I can directly jump to the results, and I will see here only the results of family Macharis, because the other ones have not been filled in yet. You can then see your results in more detail with the sensitivity analysis here that you can show and that you can see also per stakeholder group. Of course, these ones are not filled in yet. But here you will understand the final result that you see on the multi-actor view. So the first graph that I showed you. And here you can understand the reason why Châtel is performing so well compared to Morzine and Lemenuire. Why is it so? Well, you can see here the importance of each criteria. So you can see that large ski resort is very important. And then you can see that Châtel is performing the best on the most important criteria. Then if you check the second most important criteria, then you can see that Châtel again is performing good. On the other hand, Châtel is not performing good on the conviviality of the chalet and the room setting, but this is a low priority for family Macharis, and so that explains that in the end the balance goes to Châtel. All right, so here we have done then the evaluation for family Macharis. What could be possible is to already, as a project manager, do the evaluation for the other families. So you might have collected the information about the different the performance of the different destinations on the objectives of the two other families. So this way you can spare them some time in the methodology, and they only have to express their preferences, their priorities about their criteria. So let's assume that that they agree on that. So I'm going to do again the smart evaluation here. So on the large ski resort, we can see that Morzine hasn't changed. It's always 5, and then 8 and 5. Then being close to the piste is 2, 10 and 3, 2, 10 and 3. Conviviality of the chalet is 9, 3 and 8, 9, 3 and 8. Notice that we didn't have near piste and buses because we are in evaluating it for family Corain, which doesn't consider this criteria as an objective in their decision. So this doesn't appear in the evaluation framework. Now Sona is a new one, and so here we can finally evaluate it. So Morzine has a 10 because they have one, but Châtel and Lemenuire have doesn't have any Sona, so we keep it to 1. All right, let's do the same for family de Meester. So being close to the piste, it's 2, 10 and 3. Being close to the bus, that's the sub-criteria here. So let's say that Morzine, because it's far away, is still with a 2. Châtel is close to the center, so we can give a 10. And then Lemenuire is also in the center, so we can give an 8. Then conviviality of the chalet. We have then 9, 3 and 8. 9, 3, and 8. And the kitchen is 8, 3, and 5. 8, 3, and 5. We can finish. And the evaluation is filled in for every stakeholder group. So we have here facilitated the things. Still, if you go to result, of course, we have only the results of family Macharis, because we still need to have the weights of family Corain and family de Meester. I could here fill in it myself, but here what we want is to ask directly the stakeholder to fill in their preferences themselves. So we are going to invite them in the project by coming back to the homepage and using this feature invite. So I am going to invite first, I believe, let me check here. So we have family de Meester that has already an account created. So it will go there. Invited successfully, because they had already one account created. Now you will see that if I am inviting then family de Meester 2, this account is not created yet, so email is not found in the system, invitation email sent. So I'm going to show you a bit more in the detail how that works. With this example, I'm also sending an invitation to family Corain. Again, email is not found in the system, invitation email sent. So let's jump to Gmail. I am logging in. It's a bit slow. Family Corain. I am putting the password. Yeah. And here it is. I can see that I just received an email, an invitation. I can click on the link. I'm going first to log out. Up. Before getting in the MAMCA project. So I am arriving on this page. I first have to create then my account. I put family as an organization. I am not a robot. I have to take the taxes. And I can register and log in. And you can see that I directly access here my invitation. Well, something wrong here. I didn't access the right account. So I am family Corain. Hop. Voilà. So yeah, that's the thing you get on the home page. You have nothing in the home page because you didn't create a project. You are invited in a project, so you go to invited projects and there you find your invitation. So you can enter. And so here, family Corain was the family with one person taking the decision for everyone. So you can see here a description of the different alternatives, so he knows what we are talking about, and therefore the alternative description is rather very important here. Then you can jump to the criteria. You learn from the different objectives that that we created for you in the framework of the MAMCA. And then you jump to the weights, and here you can either use a pairwise comparison, but let's this time, for the sake of the demonstration, use the scale rating. So here we have then a family that likes to chill, but still they also want to ski. So it's a balance between the two. But the sauna is very important to them, and the conviviality of the chalet as well. Being close to the piste is not the most important thing, but still having a large ski resort is interesting for them. So we have then this kind of weighting that are then showing these weights at the end. So you can see with the graph here, you can see the different weights, and you can see that sauna is really a priority. You could select same weights as project manager. Now this doesn't work because the manager of the project hasn't proposed any weights. He left that to the family Corain. However, if we jump now to the evaluation, remember we have the project manager has proposed an evaluation for the different destinations according the different criteria of family Corain. So here you could click on this button, same evaluation as project manager. Yeah, and here then we have a small bug that I will check later in the video. But normally you click here and you get the results. So let's then do the evaluation again for family Corain. Hop. So large ski resort is a 5. Châtel is for large ski resort 8 and 5. 8 and 5. Up. Close to the piste to 10 and 3. To 10 and 3. Conviviality of chalet 938. 938. And then the sauna 10, 1 and 1. I can finish it. And then I can jump in the results. And there you can see that I can already see now what the family Macaris has said, and I can see also my own results. And yet there you can already start seeing that there are some conflicting views on which destination we should choose. Family Macaris would like to go to Châtel. Morzine, family Corain would like to go to Morzine. All right. So you can see also why you have such score for family Corain. And then you can see that the main reason is that the sauna is a priority, and in Morzine you have a sauna but not in the two other destinations. And so that mainly explains why this one is scoring well. Also because it's scoring well on the second best criteria, the conviviality of the chalet. All right, so let's log out now. And let's jump to family de meester. Up, I'll just take that back. Up. I am going in invited projects, again, I find this here. I can see the different scenarios, the different criteria, the different weights. I can rate them. So let's start first here. So remember, family, the master has had a kid coming in, so it's important for them to be close to the bus, but but on the other hand, they especially want to share a good time with their friends, so it's important to have a conviviality of the chalet and a nice kitchen. And so when you need to rate the importance between being close to the piste and being close to the bus, being close to the piste is still interesting, but they especially want to be close to the bus. All right, so weights are done. I guess that the evaluation doesn't work still, so I'm going to do the smart evaluation here again. So being close to the piece, it's a 2-10-3, 2-10-3. Being close to the bus, well, let's keep it the same. The conviviality of the chalet, it's a 9-3-8, 9-3-8. And the kitchen is 8-3-5, 8-3-5. And I can finish it. All right, so that was the first family domester. So just for the sake of the demonstration, I am going to go back in my project manager account, and I am going to invite a second one. First, let me create it. So we had family de meester 2 at MAMCA.be. Hop. No. All right. Here we go. I need to register first. Voilà. Family. Up. I agree. I am not a robot. Close walks. Check. I register. Congratulations, family de meester. And then I log in to see if everything is working well. And then here I'm not invited yet because I didn't went through the mail invitation. So I will go back in my project manager account. I will invite family de meester number 2. Invited successfully because now we have created the account. I'm logging out. I'm going there. I log in. I go into invited projects. I enter, and I can do again the same criteria as another member of the family of family de meester. So I'll take the 100 scale, but perhaps I am a bit more sporty. So for me, being close to the piste will be important, but being close to the bus is important also because I want also the other member of the family to be there. But the conviviality of the chalet and the kitchen is less important to me. But still, I like to eat well after the after the ski. So let's keep it like that, and then I will do something a bit like this for this weighting. So you can see that you can have some slight differences into the preferences, and the preferences will be averaged for the whole stakeholder group at the end. I will show you that. So next, evaluation. This is the last one. So being close to the piste, we said it was 210.3. And then again, conviviality of the chalet 938. The kitchen 835. All right, so I can jump to the results and I can see the average actor group result. So this one is interesting because you can see now a box plot here that show you a bit how the preferences differ within the stakeholder group, the meester. So that you can see that the preferences differ, especially here, being close to the piste and buses. That's where they differ the most. But still, you can see that they usually agree on the importance of each criteria. So the sensitivity analysis here will give you the result of this actor, so family de meester 2. But the overall result will give you here the average of the stakeholder group, the meester. So normally we could see some slight differences here. So you can see Morzine is at 561. Here we go. Morzine is not at 561 here. 0.561. Here it's 0.459. So the difference here is explained by the fact that in the overall result here you get the average preference for the whole family de meester. But we can see that here we want first to have Châtel, then Morzine, and then Menuire. And here in the sensitivity analysis, we want also to have Châtel first, and then Morzine and Les Menuire at the end. So you can see that the goal of the stakeholder group is that they share similar similar preference structure. But we can include different actors inside of this group in order to make the MAMCA more participatory also within the different stakeholder group. But it's important to group them if you want to keep a simple multi-actor view. So we can jump back into the project manager because we have a few additional features. So if I'm jumping directly to the results, then here you can see the average actor group result that you can access here. And then you can see that Family de Meester has here a box plot, but not the other ones, because here there was only one actor per stakeholder group. You can see just there the importance, which is basically then the same than the sensitivity analysis. Here you can see that it's almost 0.6. And then if you go here, it's also the same. All right. Perhaps here it's interesting that you can also see the results in detail per actor. Right, what can I show you still else? I think I went through everything. You can download here the results if you like. But here then you can see the outcome of the analysis. You can see that probably there won't be any discussion about going to Lemenuire because it's almost the least favorite scenarios by everyone. So the discussion will be especially between going to Morzine or Châtel. You can see that Family Macharis and Family de Meester still have as a first choice Châtel. So perhaps with a discussion with Family Corain, we can understand why they don't like Châtel and see if there is a compromise to do, or this can go into the other direction. Now here, this is a very straightforward example, but imagine that you have more stakeholder groups, then such an analysis can already cut a lot of useless discussion that could lead to some frustration and in the end wouldn't guarantee a decision that would be supported by a maximum of stakeholders. So that was here in a nutshell the description of the MAMCA software. If you have questions again or feedback, please feel free to report them here to us, or you can also contact us here for more information if you have any problems. So let's jump then to the last part of the video, the license information and the extra services that we provide. So I'll come back here to this last slide here where we show basically here the 3 different type of packages that we offer. We have a free license on the platform that allows you to conduct simple multi-criteria analysis. That's for free. Now we offer a license, a MAMCA license, which will allows you then to integrate stakeholders in your analysis. Then you have access to the software, and then it's a software as a service that you can use by yourself. Still, if you would like to have support by our research team, you can always contact us, and then we can jump to the third package, which is the premium MAMCA service, where we help you in running your MAMCA projects, and where we can also come and animate a workshop using this MAMCA software. This is especially the MAMCA software is especially interesting in workshops because it allows to compute the results on real time, and then we can directly discuss the results once the different stakeholder groups have elicited their preferences into their different MAMCA accounts. So that's it for me, I believe. Here, of course, I invite you to create your account and take advantage of the free trial. You can also go to mamca.be to have more information about the methodology and why this is useful. Enjoy the software. Again, please share with us the feedback that you have. This is the MAMCA team. So you have also the different contact details. So feel free to contact us, and I hope that I will hear from you soon. Bye bye.